This is Michigan Moments, rediscovering the pioneering history of the Great Lakes state. In the late 1800s, long before paved highways or electric refrigeration, salt shaped Michigan's economy. And for a brief but important period, the Upper Thumb stood at the center of it. Beneath farmland and shoreline around Saginaw Bay lay deep brine deposits. Once drillers reached them, salt works followed quickly. Wells were sunk hundreds of feet into the earth. Brine was pumped to the surface and poured into long evaporation pans. Fires burned day and night beneath the kettles, fueled by wood from nearby lumber mills. The process was labor-intensive and unforgiving. Heat had to remain steady. Equipment broke often. Workers handled scalding liquid and heavy salt blocks by hand. But the output was steady and demand was high. By the 1880s, Michigan had become one of the nation's leading salt-producing states. More than 100 companies operated statewide. Millions of barrels were produced each year. From Caseville and Port Crescent to points along Saginaw Bay, salt moved by rail and by schooner to markets across the Midwest. Salt was needed because nearly everything depended on it. Fish from the Great Lakes were packed in salt barrels. Meat was preserved with salt before shipment. Homes, farms, and factories relied on a steady supply. In many Thumb communities, salt works meant docks, warehouses, paychecks, and population growth. But the industry had a built-in weakness. Salt production depended on cheap fuel. When Michigan's forests were cut over and sawmills shut down, the fuel supply collapsed. Without wood, evaporation pans could not operate at scale. At the same time, competition from other states drove prices down. By the mid-1890s, most Upper Thumb salt operations closed. Buildings were dismantled, moved, and repurposed. Towns that once shipped salt by the ton returned to farming, fishing, or faded altogether. Salt never left Michigan. It simply moved underground. Today, large-scale operations near Detroit and along the St. Clair River continue to supply road treatment and industrial needs. The old salt block photos remind us how quickly an industry can rise, how tightly it can shape a place, and how quietly it can disappear. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Please follow this page for access to future episodes. Michigan Moments, offering bite-sized morsels of Michigan history.